Welcome back to another Wuthering Waves video. In today's video, we're going to be going over all the CONCERTO effects that Wuthering Waves has to offer. A small breakdown of what CONCERTO effects are is basically when you switch in and out of a character, something here on the character glows and it triggers a certain CONCERTO effect. Now, I do want you guys to keep this in mind that I've been getting a lot of questions, especially on my live streams, about CONCERTO effect. How is it relatable to Genshin's elemental system? Now, in Genshin, mixing elements in Genshin is very, very meta, okay? And people think that Genshin elements are kind of similar to Wuthering Waves CONCERTO effects, which in this case, it is not the same at all. In Genshin Impact is definitely meta to do melt, to do vape, to do hyper bloom. All that stuff is super meta and very important in the game. When it comes to CONCERTO effects, it is not really meta. I would take it like a grain of salt and just look at it as like, it's a small buff. It's not hugely meta. It helps, but it's not the biggest help of all. It really comes down to if you are actually skilled at the game, do you like a certain character on how they play? It's really about that, in my opinion, instead of the CONCERTO effect. But CONCERTO effects don't really do a lot of damage. They basically give you small buffs for like maybe your auto attack or your plunge attack or your heavy attack or your ultimate attack. That's basically what it does, and it gives you like percentages here and there. It's a little complicated. It's a lot to go over. I'm gonna try to break it down in this video for you guys to understand. And there's a domain tutorial here that we could enter. There's actually 5 CONCERTO effects that you could currently do in the game, and the first one is called Ensemble. Second one is Unison, Legato, Sustenance, and Duet. We're gonna go through each one so I can explain to you guys what each one actually does. So I really like how they basically give you a tutorial on this. So we're gonna go over this very quickly for you guys. So this is a tutorial. The CONCERTO effect is called Ensemble. So basically when you mix Arrow and Fusion together, it will give you this effect. So resonators of Arrow and Fusion will trigger CONCERTO effect of Heat Ensemble. This effect will increase current resonator in battles, normal and heavy attack damage by 40% for 12 seconds. Bonus will be removed if the resonator is switched. So basically when you switch in and switch out, it won't work. You have to stay with that character specifically. Remember, normal and heavy attack for Arrow and Fusion, right? We also have the CONCERTO effect Ensemble, which is basically when you mix Glacio and Fusion. So resonators of Glacio and Fusion will trigger CONCERTO effect of Bipolar Ensemble. This effect will increase current resonator in battles resonance liberation, aka your ultimate attack damage, by 40%. Bonus will be removed if the resonator is switched. So don't switch out of your character, use your ultimate right away. But when you're mixing Glacio and Fusion, it basically raises your ultimate attack by 40%. We're going to be going over the CONCERTO effect Ensemble. Here it's basically Glacio and Conducto when you mix those two on a team. Now resonators of Glacio and Conducto will trigger CONCERTO effect of Conductance. Okay, this effect will increase current resonator in battles normal and heavy attack damage by 40% for 12 seconds. I don't know if you're seeing a pattern here. Basically, some give you a buff on your ultimate attack and some give you a buff on your normal and heavy attack. We're gonna go over this one. This effect will increase current resonator in battles resonance skill damage by 40% for 12 seconds. Now the next one, we're gonna go over the CONCERTO effect Ensemble again, and this is gonna be with Fusion and Conducto together. This effect will increase current resonator in battles resonance skill damage by 40%, right? And then I believe this is the last one. This effect will increase current resonator in battles resonance liberation damage by 40%, basically leveling up, raising the damage of your ultimate attack by 40%. So let's begin the trial. We have Yang Yang and Chisia on the field, level 90, of course, right? So basically when you start doing this trial stuff, you can test these characters. It gives you a little small tutorial here, which is very, very helpful. Resonators can deal damage to gain CONCERTO energy. Full CONCERTO energy will convert into an energy ball. So basically this energy ball will let you know when to switch, right? Deal damage in battle to accumulate considerable energy. So you have to do a little bit of damage, right? We're gonna do some damage here. Wow, she's doing a lot of damage on level 90. Holy cow. Okay. Nice. Okay. Now, trigger heat ensemble. So now we could trigger the concerto effect by just switching to Chisia. Now remember that if we want the actual buff, we have to stay on Chisia for the full buff to be in play. We're gonna switch right now. We call it Steam Concerto. And now we can start attacking. When concerto energy is full, switching characters triggers the relative concerto energy. And look at all that damage. Actually, when we see this little bar full now when we switch to Young, you see there's little waves there. We can switch. And now Steam Concerto is in effect. Now we're gonna go into the concerto effect, which is called Unison. We're gonna try this one now. Now this one's gonna be a little bit different. This one is pretty cool. Basically, when you have two Havoc users, which is like the dark element, when you have two Havoc resonators on your team, this will give you the Unison effect. Resonators of Havoc will trigger concerto effect of Havoc Unison. This effect will deal Havoc damage to enemies. So I believe if you have the same, and let's say you do physical damage, I think it will be converted into Havoc damage. But we'll see how that goes when we get in there. Okay, now, Unison. For Glacial, when you have two Glacial characters on the same team. I don't know if you're seeing the big picture here. When you combine two elements, it basically will deal the element damage or concerto effect damage of that element that you have. So we have two fusion. If you have two fusion, you will do fusion damage to enemies. If you have two conducto, you'll do conducto damage to enemies. If you have two arrow, you will do arrow damage to enemies. And if you have Spectra, two Spectra characters, you'll do Spectra damage as well. So, in short, let's see how this works. So we have two Havoc users. We have Don, Jin, and Taiochi. So let's see how this works. Remember, we got to fill up this bar again by just doing damage, right? And when it's filled, we'll be able to see. Okay, now the Havoc Unison is ready to go. We can actually switch to Taiochi, and it's going to give us the effect. Look at all that Havoc damage, dude. Okay, so your physical hits don't get converted into Havoc damage. What happens is when you switch and you go straight into an attack with more Havoc damage, okay? So just try to be very, very specific there, because I thought at first it was gonna convert your physical hits to it, but it doesn't. So let's test this out really quick. So Taiochi, she uses a lot of physical hits when you're DPSing with her. So it's very interesting to see that she does a lot of Havoc here, right? So we're gonna see how much Havoc we do. Look at all those hits. Oh my god, I can't even keep count of that. That was crazy. And there we go. You see, all that is Havoc damage. Got it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So basically, when you have two of the same, it will do that damage of the element that you're on. So we'll switch back. We'll do some there. Nice. And it does more Havoc damage as you switch. So that's good to know that if you are doing the end game stuff, if you need Havoc damage for that specific floor or stage, then you know that you'll have an advantage if you have two Havoc users on your team. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now we're gonna go into Legato. And basically, I think this is only mixing with arrow. So when you mix Havoc with arrow, you get a Legato effect. This effect will increase current resonator in battles resonance skill damage by 20% for 15 seconds. Bonus will be preserved if this resonator is switched, and will get another 20% bonus for resonance skill damaged. Oh, so this is only with Havoc. To create Legato, you basically have to mix Havoc with arrow, Glacio, fusion, and conducto. And what happens is it will increase your resonator's skill damage by 20%. Pretty cool. Good to know. So let's create Legato here and see what happens, right? We're gonna fill this bar up again and see how much damage we can do from our skill. All right, now it's completely filled. Now we could do arrow Legato. We're gonna switch over and see how much we can do. Ooh, 16,000, nice. All right, now we're gonna switch back and see how it goes here. Now we have it filled. We're gonna switch back. We're gonna cause arrow Legato again. Nice, okay. I'm gonna save my ult for the end. We're gonna switch back. It does do a lot of damage, by the way. Actually, we can't even do the ult at the end because we're gonna do that. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Now we have the tutorial for Sustenance. So basically what happens is when you mix Spectra with Arrow, Glacio, Fusion, and Conducto, this effect will generate stagnant field for a short time and recover 10 Concerto energy for current resonator in battle. So basically it is a way to build up your ult a little bit faster, right? So we're gonna see how that works here. So we're gonna fill up our energy, Concerto energy ball, so we can see how much we can actually build up, right? Okay, we're gonna switch here. Nice, nice. Oh, it builds up really fast. Wow. Very, very quick. Very cool. Nice. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. And now onto the last Concerto effect, which is called Duet. Now, the Concerto effect here, it's probably gonna be the easiest one to remember. You basically just have to mix Spectra with Havoc, or light and dark, basically, right? So what happens here is resonators of Spectra and Havoc will trigger Concerto effect of Bipolar Duet. This effect will increase damage of all Concerto element by 20% for 12 seconds, which to me, if this is worded correctly, increase damage of all Concerto elements. So that means if you have a third one that's Glacio, Conducto, Arrow, their Concerto element will be increased by 20 as well. That's what I think it is. So let's get into it and let's try it out. Let's see how it goes. Nice. All right, we're gonna switch and we're gonna trigger the Bipolar Duet. Nice. Wow, look at all that Havoc damage. Oh my god. Nice to switch here. Let's see how much we can do. Ooh, damn, that was a lot of damage. Holy cow. Damn, that does do a lot of damage. Holy cow. So as you switch, if you do that at the right time, then you could get the most out of it. Wow. That was pretty incredible. And there you guys have it. There goes the whole tutorial on how Concerto effects work with different Concerto elements. Just, you know, I just want to let you guys know that I personally, from my experience in playing the game, I feel like the Concerto elements are not a thing that you really need. It's really about how you play the game. It's really all about skill issue. If you're not good at the game and you don't dodge and parry and do all this stuff at the right moment, you're gonna lose and you're gonna get knocked out by an enemy, right? So these Concerto effects, they're not very meta right now. I don't know if they're gonna fix that. I hope not, because I don't think it needs to be something that's very important in the game, in my opinion. It's cool to have that small buff for a certain character, but I don't think it's something that's 100% needed. Let me know if I missed out on anything specific for you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys like Concerto effects? Do you think they're useful? Do you think the damage is big? Are you satisfied with them, or do you think it actually needs some changing? Let me know in the comments below. I hope that this video brought you a ton of value, and I hope that you guys learned something new, because I know that this Concerto effects are kind of complex. It's a little complicated because we're mixing a bunch of elements together and it's a little weird, right? But hope that this video helped you with that, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.